Welcome back to Warbotron 14, and we're still on the Warbotron week, the third-party version of the Combaticons, and we will be taking a look at their second member, Sly Strike, their version of Swindle, and it's another awesome toy. And I think this is my favorite of all the 5 members of the Warbotron Combaticons. And before we go further, I want to make a shout out or give a shout out to the following people who gave comments in my previous videos. For this video, I want to give a shout out to the following members of I Love C, Sasa and Zion, Chessie Hornilia, Milka Kulbe, Hannah and Diana's Family Adventure, and Patty's Corner. Thank you so much for leaving comments in my videos. And for people who will be leaving comments below, you will be entered into the Wheel of Winners and for shoutouts in my future videos as well. And now it's time to take a look at Sly Strike. Here is Sly Strike, the Warbotron version or third-party version of Swindle, and I think this guy is my favorite of all the Combaticons in this set because the articulation, the details of this figure is really awesome. And talking about the details, let's take a look at this guy. And I love how this guy looks both in robot form and in vehicle mode. So looking at that head sculpt, really awesome head sculpt, just like in the G1 cartoon, and the light piping on this one is really awesome as well. So you can see the light that's passing through his eyes. I love it. And he's got this shoulder cannon which attaches with a additional peg, and then you have his gun. Then the details on the chest, although he's got no Decepticon insignias, this is still an awesome looking figure. Looking at the crotch and on the thighs over here, it's a really awesome looking figure, even on the lower legs. And as you can see on the back, these tabs that cover the hollow openings, and then on the backpack as well, that's how he looks like. And then his accessories, he comes with his small gun over here, and then as I've said, this shoulder cannon which he can also hold in his hand. But I like it that they included this separate piece which tabs into this hole, so this can become a shoulder cannon for Swindle, which this can also peg over here, but I'd like it better on this side. So that's it for his accessories, and let's take the gun to the side so we can take a look at this guy's articulation. So on the head, the guy can look up and not much down, but this is on a ball joint, and his head can turn 360, and then the arms can move out that far, and then can turn 360 as well on the shoulders. And on the bicep, he's got a bicep swivel which turns the biceps, and then he's got 90-degree bend on the elbow, and his fists are on a swivel so it can turn around, but there's no up and down on the wrists. And this guy has waist swivel but no ab crunch, and he can kick forward that far. It's hindered by the scratch piece, and can split, can do the Van Damme that far. And then he has more than a 90-degree bend on the knee because of the transformation joint, and then he's got a swivel on the thigh, and then he's got an ankle rocker joint. And it's really awesome because on the toe it's also articulated, as you can see, because of the transformation. It allows clearance, articulation on the heel as well as the front of the foot. And it's really awesome how this guy is so articulated. And it's time to show him and compare him with other figures that I have. For comparisons, here he is with his buddy Heavy Noisy or Brawl. Both the leg parts of the Combaticons are here. So he looks a bit tall because of the shoulders, but if you measure from the head, both are the same height. And then let's bring in the Decepticon leader as well, Megatron. And you can see here although it's not cartoon accurate, because Megatron is a bit taller than these two in the cartoon, but I like how this scale works with the War for Cybertron figures. Bring in another combiner, and this is from the Predacons. As you can see, Headstrong over there, so it's really big figure compared to these two from the Warbotron set. And last figure for comparison, my Unite Warriors set, the aerial bots, and you have one of the legs as well for Superion, and you have Skydive over here, which as you can see is way smaller than Swindle, Brawl, and Headstrong over here. So I'm really disappointed with the Takara Unite Warriors scale. So that's it for the comparison, and it's now time to transform Swindle into his alt mode. So let's transform Swindle, and first things is we remove the shoulder cannons and his gun from his hand, and you twist the fists around, so as the same with Heavy Noisy or Brawl, so that the fingers are pointing outward. And then you open this lower part so you can tuck the fists in, and then these tabs will go into the slots over here. Same. And then you turn his arms around so it's facing the opposite way, and then you take the wheels to the side, and then on the back part, this front part, you take it up, and then you swing it over his head, and then this part, the chest part, will break. You just pull it up, so it's gonna go that way, and then there's two holes here where these slots will tab into. So now you have, then you fold that in. Now you have the front part of the vehicle done. And then on the back part of the backpack, you just, as you can see here, it's all folded in. So you fold these pieces out, and then you just pull this back. So you push these tabs so it can, the parts can slide out. So once you pulled out the roof parts, so you can fold down the door as well, like this. So you have the doors and the windows ready. Then you turn his head around and you can push it into this cavity over here, so you can straighten up this part. And then on the shoulders are tabbed into this part, so you can turn it out. Same thing on the other side. So once you pull them out, you can raise the arms, so then you turn it around, you can fold it in like this, so this part can fold out, and this one will tuck into that part of the body. So if you're looking this way, his upper shoulders will tuck here, and then there's these tabs which tab into the slots over here for the wheels. Same thing on the other side. So once you have that, then you fold the arms like this, so it will tuck in there. And then you can see from the bottom that it's all lined up, and then you just tuck this in as well, so it will slot into that hole. So both wheels are now lined up, so you have this going on. And now with the lower part of the legs, you just fold the heels down, you fold these parts that are covering the hollow parts, and then you fold this ones as well to the back of his legs, and then his feet will fold into the front like that. And now you can fold the legs. Same thing on the other side. So looking side, the side part. So you have this going on. So you can line it all up, and then you see these two tabs. You can tab it together like that, as well as on the top. Tab both roof parts together like that, as well as the front windshield. And now you tuck the windshield in like this, and then the side parts, there's a tab here which will slot into this hole, and then this tab will slot into the hole over here. So you just fold this thing in, make sure everything is lined up. Then once you have it lined up, it will just slide into place, and you have that done. So last part, so just tab it in here, then this slot slots into here, and then this one goes to the hole, and you have Swindle or Sly Strike into his vehicle mode. And he looks really awesome as a Humvee. I love how this looks in his vehicle mode. So his guns, so you can take this small part out, so you can tab it there, and you can put the gun here, or you can put the bigger gun if you want, but I don't think it's going to fit. Yeah, so just put this extra piece here in the front, and then you just put both guns on the back part of the vehicle, and now Sly Strike is done and looking really awesome, and he rolls pretty good on the surface as well. So now it's comparison time, and I'm gonna compare this with a Jeep. And you have Siege Hound, and as you can see how Hound is so much smaller than him. And let's bring in his buddy as well. You have Brawl or Heavy Noisy, and that's how three of them look together, military inspired vehicles. And then again, bring in the leader of the Decepticons. You have Megatron, and that's how all of them look together, military inspired vehicle. They look really awesome. And now it's time to convert Sly Strike into the leg mode of Warbotron. Now we're almost done because we got two, and on the next video it's gonna be the arms. So to transform him into the leg mode, it's pretty easy as well, because as you can see here, this is where you attach the leg or the drone tank, so it becomes his foot. Then at the top part, you just, as when you transform him into the robot, you just take the top part off, and then this purple piece, you just untab it. And sometimes this thing is pretty hard to untab because it's tabbed in really good. So you just take off the wheels, so you can fold this thing down, and then you tuck in the wheels back. Then this part, you just fold it like that, so it looks like this. And then you can put in this connector into the port over here, so it can connect to the tabs, so you can see that. And then you just smash it back together, and if it's lined up, it should be good. And now we have one leg of Bruticus done, and as you can see, this is gonna be a pretty big figure. And let's bring in the other leg as well, so you can see how both of them look together. So they look really awesome. I'm really excited to get this thing all together so you guys can see how awesome Warbotron or Bruticus looks like. And let's bring in some legs for comparison. Here's Tantrum from the Predacons, and it's still pretty big compared to these two, so but it's not too bad of a scale. And let's bring in from the United Warriors and see how really small that one is. So that's been my review for the awesome Sly Strike, also known as Swindle, and 2 down, 3 to go for the Warbotron or the Combaticons. And I'm really excited that we get to the big guy himself. So what you guys think about Sly Strike or Swindle? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to put your team. And if it's your first time here, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and as always, stay tuned for the Wheel of Winners so we can show you who wins for this video. As always, celebrate life, be a miracle.
For this video, we're picking from Team Venus and Team Minfaves. So who will win in the Wheel of Winners for this video? Now we have a winner, it's Minfaves.